Kamal.
Hello,
Welcome.
everyone.
We're just about to get started. Over to you, Maria.
Thank you, Bruce. Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Rethink the Machine, Transforming RPM to a Patient-Centered Care System virtual pitch competition. This has been a fascinating experience. This is our first competition, and you will all be very impressed with our finalists, the hard work of our advisory team, and hopefully setting this exciting path forward for RPM. So, to get started a little bit, I am your host and facilitator. I am Maria Palombini. I lead the healthcare and life sciences practice here at the IEEE Standards Association. Everything that we're going to be talking about today and much more is of the great work we do in the practice with our global volunteers, ultimately looking at how we use technology and applications to improve societal outcomes and to enable innovation through open and standardized means. So we focus on three key areas: pharma biotech, clinical health, and global wellness. The work of the telehealth falls under our second work stream, clinical health. So just some quick housekeeping items for all of you today. This virtual competition. We're using a Zoom platform, as you can see, and all the attendees are being admitted. You won't be able to chat with us, talk with us verbally. If there's an issue, you have a question, you're a platform, you can't hear us, you can't download a file, you can message us in the chat and we'll get back to you right away. There is no live Q&A from the audience to the finalists. All the questions are being led by the judges who have carefully crafted the questions in matching the criteria of what the competition objectives were. So you will get to say, you will have your vote when it comes to live audience voting. So basically, cumulatively as an audience, you have a weight of 20% towards who the winners will be. We're going to share with you a scorecard as a PDF. This is just for your little guide as we go through each pitch to keep track for yourselves. The actual voting will be live online at the end of the last pitch. So please don't send a scorecard to us because we won't be able to tally it. Everything's going to be done on this platform. All of the sessions are presented in order that they are occurring. So follow this card because this is the agenda for the pitches. I want to say a very special thank you to this competition advisory team. We have some of them live with us today. We have Narendra Mangra, we have Tori Sanaj, we have Bruce Hecht, we have Charles Gabriel, we have Michael Carter and Kit August, and I believe Dr. Halima is going to be joining us in a little bit. The others were all working in the background and helping us define criteria, how to shape this competition. You know, this team pulled it together very quickly in a matter of 4 months. We came to you all and asked you to submit. We designed this competition and today we're live. So this was no easy feat, and a really special thanks to their commitment, their time, and obviously their due diligence in this process. And I also want to introduce to you real quick the finalists, right? We have 9 finalists. They represent 6 countries. We have USA, Ireland, Sri Lanka, Cyprus, Canada, India. We have some great finalists from all over the world here, and they all represent a different mix. Some are commercial entities, some are just tech startups in pilot phase, and we have others who are proof of concept. So you're going to get to hear from the range of spectrum some really great ideas, and we're going to get to that very, very soon. So today's agenda real quick, I'm kicking it off for you all. Then I'm going to very shortly have the chairs of the Transforming the Telehealth Paradigm Industry Connections Program, which is the host of this competition, just give you some quick insights about what the scope of this was and how this fits into the overall work we're doing here at the IEEE Standards Association. And here you'll see the sequence of the pitches from our finalists. We do have a short little discussion break with our judges. I think it's here, like as they went through these submissions, they developed some insights, and there were things that they found impressive, things that they say, wow, this can really help shape the future, and ultimately why they're so involved in trying to move this important initiative forward. So this is our day, and we definitely intend to be prompt and on time. We give the finalists 5 exact minutes to do their pitch, and 3 minutes for the Q&A with the moderators. So we are going to stick to the time. We want it to be fair for all finalists to have the exact same amount of time to get their point across and impress you, our audience, and our judges, of course. So with that, I'd like to introduce Bruce Hecht and Narendra Mangra, who are our program chairs and also our competition moderators for today.
Well, that's great. Thank you so much, Maria. It's wonderful to have this great participation. Thank you to all who are joining us today. Thanks, of course, to our wonderful team of organizers that put a lot of effort into setting the stage, and to those who have come to speak on our stage and share with us their insights. My name is Bruce Hecht. So together with Narendra Mangra, as you've heard, we're the chairs for this industry, this program of the IEEE. And we're really excited to bring people together to advance this field. As you may know, in the history of prizes and competitions, this has led to exploration of the seas or expansion into space. And what we're here about today is looking at some of the challenges that are facing in the healthcare world and how we might advance our capabilities in that domain. Narendra, if you'd like to say a few words by way of introduction, please do.
Sure, thank you, Bruce. And welcome everyone again. This is actually a very impressive bunch of different proposals that we're going to be hearing shortly about, the pitches. And actually it's represented from different parts of the world and different functions as well. So we will be hearing about a different diversity of mix. And this is primarily in the area of remote patient monitoring. And as Bruce had mentioned, for the telehealth program, we're actually exploring a bunch of different areas related to the continuum of care. And this is just one stage of it. And I can't wait to get started on the rest of it. But I look forward to today's pitches from the participants. Thank you.
Thanks, Narendra. Okay, on the next slide, we will just give a few words of introduction. So for this particular competition and its scope, this is about spotlighting and highlighting some of the work that's being done in different parts of the world, as Narendra was just mentioning, and also looking at how those challenges are being framed. What does this mean in terms of outreach to patients? And how does this lead to potential platforms that can then support global initiatives? And so that's some of the themes that you'll see in the presentations today. We're very much looking forward to that. On our next slide, just a little bit about how this has been set and designed by our team. So we do, with our advisory team and our judging panel, have set a number of criteria that we'll be looking for in terms of how this approach is being pursued and what kinds of results have been seen to date and what is the potential for these opportunities. Of course, today we're here in the live pitch, so this is the opportunity to present and tell us the story, and we'll have some question and answers. And then everyone that's here today as part of our participation are asked to give your inputs, and that was the form that you saw from Maria. We'll be sharing it again. Use that to sort of keep track of what you're hearing about. And then, as Maria pointed out, at the end of the session in the platform is where you'll be receiving links to enter your thoughts, and we'll be including that as part of our assessment and this sort of competitive aspect where we're looking to see these great ideas. And of course, there's the collaborative aspect where we're hoping to advance this field and work together in the broader perspective. Okay, on the next slide. So we'll be announcing winners after this event. This is a sort of a hybrid remote event, so we won't be able to just take a coffee break and get the answers back to you, but we will be taking this forward and you'll get that feedback. And we will have, following that, an award summary will be connected in with our healthcare and life science practice and workshop events throughout the year. We'll be taking that opportunity to share what's been learned through blog posts and podcast interviews, and we'll be planning additional competitions and outreach throughout the year. If you'd like to get involved with our program, we'll tell you some more details about that, but please reach out to Maria, to Narendra, or to myself, and we'd love to have you participate in our work streams in our Industry Connections program. On the next slide, just a few words about that. So you can tell from our title that we've got really a wide range of factors in mind. So transforming the telehealth paradigm, sustainable connectivity, accessibility, privacy, and security for all. As you can imagine, in the realm of health, actually, it's not enough to have only a few of these attributes, but really it's these capabilities working together that we envision is what's going to advance health along these lines. And this is a list of what our current work streams at a very high level We invite you to learn more about them. We hold monthly meetings that you're welcome to join. And as I mentioned, reach out to us or check a look at this link where you can find IEEESA.io Telehealth IC, where IC is our Industry Connections program. Next slide, please. So with that, let the pitches begin. We'll bring it back to you, Maria, as our fabulous facilitator.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. My name is JC Ren. I'm the assistant president at the CMI Health. CMI Health is a US-based company, and we're specialized in patient monitoring solutions for both in-hospital and at-home use. We develop and manufacture RPM devices that are accurate, reliable, and affordable for patients at all ages. Today I'm presenting AsthmaGo, our latest RPM solution for managing asthma patients at home. So here is an overview. In the middle, we have a HIPAA compliant server that connects the patient and the physician remotely. And at the patient's home, they have the mobile app and the smart devices to use and collect data. On the physician side, we have a dashboard with real-time data access. And the patient and physician can do remote communication, exchange message, and share reports. This is our AsthmaGo mobile app. It's like the patient's personal virtual assistant. It's an all-in-one management tool for them to use at home. So they can collect the data, do the test, track daily log activity, and see a trend. So we have connected many devices to our solution. Here I will introduce two main devices. The first one is Spiral Link. It's an FDA cleared over-the-counter spirometer. It measures two key metrics for the asthma folks, peak flow PEF and FEV1. It uses Bluetooth Low Energy to connect, and it's very patient-friendly and low maintenance compared to other turbine-style traditional spirometers. And another one is our Oxynight watch. It's a FDA-cleared wrist oximeter. It monitors oxygen and pulse rate continuously overnight in very high resolution, 1 data per second. And the patient can set a low oxygen real-time alarm and also caregiver notification. And the device is also Bluetooth Low Energy. So here are the key criteria our solution provides. So it is adaptable and flexible. So we have the patient-centered mobile app, and the devices are very reliable and affordable. And our solution is also extensible. So not only the two devices I just mentioned, we also are continue to integrate additional devices, both prescription and over-the-counter, such as a smart inhaler, smart nebulizer, and a smart respiratory exerciser. And all of our devices and services have API and SDK available, which means it's the solution is also available for like a third-party telehealth provider to integrate with. They don't have to use the whole solution as is. So it can extend to different scenarios, and also we have data analysis and the prediction, such as we can find out a potential asthma trigger from the data we collected. And our solution is also extremely scalable. It's very easy to adopt for both individual just to use at home as like a retail product, or for group of patients or practices to adopt. And it's very customizable. It can actually be converted to other chronic conditions like a children asthma, like a COPD, lung transplant, even a COVID recovery patient. We believe our solution has everything to meet those scenarios. And also it's very good for clinical trials. for example, for the new drug tests for like asthma drug tests. This is a very good a solution for the pharmaceutical companies. And our solution is also interoperable. We have the physician real-time data access, and the data patient data can also go to their personal health record, like the Apple Health, Google Health, so they can keep everything on their mobile phone.
JC, you have 30 seconds to close.
Okay, and our solution is HIPAA and FDA compliant. The current stage is our consumer version is available in March 2022, and our professional version with the physician dashboard and will be available in the fourth quarter this year. Thank you, and if you have any questions, please feel free.
Thank you, JC. Bruce, Narendra?
Thanks, Maria. Thanks, JC. I'd like to pick up on the theme of the different components that you have, as well as the communications aspects among the different components. So could you elaborate first and foremost on the privacy and security aspects about communicating all of the information? And I have a couple of follow-ups as well.
Okay, sure. Yeah. So first of all, we have everything built on the HIPAA compliant server, and for now we have all the Bluetooth devices that connects to the mobile app, and we also have the USB connectivity and also cellular connectivity available on some models, and also in the long run for like the other devices, because we're actually working with a lot of like a government vendors, suppliers, so they like to use a more secure way to communicate, like the USB. So we keep that in mind when we develop the solution.
All right, thanks. And as far as the information that is being communicated, are you looking at primarily HL7 or FHIR for EHR for health records integration?
So currently not, but we have that in like a later in our pipeline. So currently we just provide this cloud server and a solution to both individuals and the practices, and in the later section we'll be going after that.
All right, thank you. And I do have a question from the audience as far as what languages are the mobile app currently accommodating? What languages?
Oh, so it currently only available in English, but we also have the Spanish, like things like other languages in development, and our devices are also very friendly, like multi-language friendly. So it's already available on devices.
Thank you. And I think Bruce, you may have a question as well.
Yes, thanks, Narendra. Thanks, JC. You mentioned the APIs and the SDK. And could you say more about what those capabilities might be about?
Sure. So our devices has the API SDK, so that other companies, like other telehealth companies, they have a software, but they're looking for devices. That's where when we come in, we actually work with a lot of major telemedicine solution companies, and they all integrated our devices, like the vital signs, like the spirometers, so that they can collect the data from their patient, but they don't have to use like a whole solution from us. They can just use our devices. So that's like one of our biggest strengths, the flexibility.
Yeah, could you maybe just give an example, like what could someone do with your API?
Oh, sure. So they can use our API to collect the patients, like the lung peak flow and the FE1, and to use in their mobile app or their physician dashboard. So once the data goes to their platform, they are free to use themselves. They can do their data analysis and their dashboard and reports. Yeah.
Great.
We're at time. 3 minutes. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, JC. Thank you, Narendra Mangra and Bruce Hecht for for this great conversation. So you guys, we are halfway through. So let's give a round of applause on our little screen there for all our competitors. I think this was a very exciting first half. We're halfway through the competition. And now I'm going to just real quickly, I just want to real quickly just bring up our agenda to share with you all where we are. So currently we are at the halfway point, right? So we're going to bring in our judges to talk a little bit about some of the highlights from the competition. We're getting our last set of 4 competitors going to gear up because they're going to kick off right after this short little conversation. And then you, the audience, get then to have your say and get to vote at the end. So I'd like to have I have a couple questions for our judges, just my insights. I think this has been an excellent first set of highlights from our competitors, you know, really different therapeutic applications, different types of technologies, different approaches, really showcasing different ways that they're addressing the criteria. So I guess I'll start with Kit. What would you say, Kit August is one of our advisory team members and judges, what was maybe some of the takeaways that you've seen, not only with this first set, but all the submissions that we've seen that you think you would like to impart that insight with our audience?
Very good question. Excellent question. I think what was compelling for me was the opportunity to see how differently people were thinking about the issues that they're addressing, not only in the healthcare domain, but also in their place where they are, you know, their part of the world, their the issues that they're dealing with or that they see as a parent. And then this particular platform is giving us an opportunity as members of this biomedical engineering community to see something that we can't see from where we're located. And so that opens our mind. It gives us an opportunity to think about problems differently, to think about solutions differently, and then to share some of the wisdom that people have learned from a number of other places. For example, thinking about on-the-job health issues. This is something that only a limited number of people get a chance to think about, and seeing that being presented in this platform, it helps all of us to understand that health isn't just a one moment event. So these things are very, very important. Also questions about language, questions about different resourced environments, places where it might be very challenging to get from one place to another. These things are prevalent in the solutions. They may be understated actually in the solutions, but these are the things that we see emerging from the solutions, the way that the candidates have represented their solutions.
Excellent, thank you. How about you, Charles Gabriel? Anything you would like to share?
Yes, so I would like to echo Kit's sentiment about the courage and definitely the innovation, the passion that we are all witnessed from the competitors. Definitely something really uplifting. The thing that I would like to see is how feasible those devices or the analysis or the data are kind of in compliance or has a potential to be accepted by as a medical devices. I would love to have more emphasis, to hear more emphasis on this piece. More on high level speaking, if you have a data and you're reading it from the data, how you exchange that and how user friendly the patient can use this, or even the potential of using this. That's about it. There were many questions about some of the presentations that I hope to get an answer for.
Great.
Thanks.
Thank you, Charles. Tori, what about you? What was your takeaway so far and overall in all the submissions you saw?
Yeah, thanks, Maria. And first and foremost, congrats to all the presenters. It takes a lot of courage, and we respect and admire your creativity and gumption, because this is not easy. What I found interesting was some of the products geared toward chronic conditions in the marketplace. And that's important for scale, most definitely, but also lowering costs in the marketplace, which all depends on, again, we get back to ease of access and use. Kit mentioned languages, Charles mentioned wearables. So making it as easy as possible for patients to use, be comfortable with, and also remain diligent in maintenance of therapy with their physicians. So that, I think, is very, very important, and we saw some of that this morning as well. So congrats.
Thank you, Tori. So Michael Carter, I'm gonna, since you lead the healthcare technologies work stream in the program, and obviously as an advisor and judging member of this committee, I wanted to ask you specifically, when you see this innovation, like you hear all these different ideas and all these, you know, really people bringing it to you know, the global platform, how can innovation support this concept of the future of a trusted and accessible patient-centered care system in a quote unquote remote environment?
It's a great question. I think a question that we in healthcare are all asking ourselves. I think the perspective that many of the submissions are bringing, that outside perspective is so valuable to really building a new and innovative approach to the way we've been approaching these types of challenges within RPM. And I'll tell you, because the reason being is that when you're in a healthcare system, you're a doctor, you're maybe just an IT guy or things of that nature, you're thinking within the confines of your operation and the options you have within your span of control. So this type of innovational thinking, and it's just been some fantastic, very creative ideas they're bringing forth. And they're also thinking of it pragmatically. Like, how would this really work? Like ease of use, EHR integration, because those are the types of things that, although you're thinking on the edges of it, being very creative with all these ideas, we have to bring it into the realm of the real at the end of the day. And that's the area that, obviously we in healthcare have to work. We have to work within the EHR. We have to work within some of these tools. But I've just been very impressed with everything that everybody's brought forward in their presentations. They're obviously thinking that way as well.
Yes, for sure. And so I bring this back to Bruce and Narendra, and I think we heard some of our competitors even subtly throw this in when it comes to where and how we think potential global technical standards, data standards can really enable, right, entrepreneurs, startups to really continue the innovation, with keeping in sight, meeting societal needs, right? We ultimately want to improve patient care, right? That's everybody's goal. But we also have to think about these important elements of inclusion, equity, privacy, security, and more. So Bruce, I'll ask you first, where do you think, or how do you see potentially there's these opportunities really helping this generation of developers?
Yeah, thanks, Maria. Well, I'd just like to pick up, I think what we heard from our advisory committee and members of our workstream leaders really underscores some of the themes that have come up in the presentations, in some of the conversations that we've seen today. And what I heard, Mike, in your last comment was the realm of the real. How do we bring this forward into the realm of the real? So I think, that in some ways maybe captures a little bit of the prior, discussion that we've been hearing just over this little mini break. And really prompts us to think about, what can we do to support these innovators as they're trying to bring and struggle with, many different factors and both living in the worlds, right? There's the engineering world, production world, the clinical world, the actual world, again, the real world, related to patients and clinicians and family members and parents. And so what can be done that would make a portion of this, easier and more streamlined, and where different parts of the solution with that idea, interoperability that can be done in a private and secure way, can that allow more than one of these solutions needing to solve all the problem and make it more supportive that different parts of the problem, can be generated, and that these kinds of innovations, part of that word, for innovation is not only that it's something new or something inventive or creative, but it's something that can be applied to practical use where we get value delivered. So that's, I think, some of the challenges that we've heard so far this morning, and that I think we'll be hearing also in the upcoming talks in this next section. Narendra, did you want to add? What did I miss?
Yeah. I think you covered most of it, but thanks, Bruce. So yeah, I mean, to build on the theme of the standards, basically to help with basically giving you the economies of scale. You have a group that's familiar with the standards and can extend that to economies of scope. And of course, it basically gives you more options for solutions. It extends your reach and depth of solutions.
Great. So we are at time. Wow, you guys are so efficient. I'm very excited. So we are February. So
I would like to also, as part of that appreciation, say, I think, in my own opinion, I'm sure others may also share the overall quality of the presenting. The work here is really, we can see a lot of, few people have already commented on that, but really a lot of work and excellent presentation and explaining, the nature of what you identified as the need, and then how you went about it, both the technical level as well as building your teams. So I'd like to say it's been a very enjoyable time. It's just flown by with really a lot of ground covered, and exciting to see the good that can be delivered here in terms of improved health and outcomes.
I just wanted to mention, I hope that everybody who's here today will take an opportunity to remain connected to this team, to the ecosystem, to keeping track of everyone who's been part of this presentation. And thank you all for sharing your vision of the future. We're going to hope to build a better future through this type of effort.
Nicely said, Kit.
yes, absolutely. So for all of you out there, we put the PDF of the presentation. We'll put it again for download. There's the links to the various programs, the activities we do here. We invite all of you to join this particular Industry Connections program. It's open, which means you don't have to be a member of the IEEE. You just obviously dedicate your time, obviously your knowledge and your expertise and your commitment towards finding solutions. You can join on the link that we're sharing with you, IEEE.io/telehealth-IC. You just complete a short form. Our next group meeting with all of our global participants will be on the 24th of February. So if you're able to join the interest list, we'll get you invited to that meeting. Okay, I see we're towards the end of our third question. We're almost at the end there.
I think people will need a lot more time. These are tough choices. They're really fantastic presentations.
Very, very impressive. I think all of them are equally great ideas, so much innovation, very, very inspiring.
It's really nice to see how people are focused on the human-centric future. I think that's one of the most inspiring moments of the day.
Excellent. All right, so I believe we're done with the voting. We are going to just say, I just want to share with you all my information. Anybody can reach out to me at any time. We're always looking for people who want to get involved. You want to start potentially your own Industry Connections program. These are all market-driven activities. You want to write on our blog article, for our newsletter, anything. I have great ideas. Please reach out to me. Our door is always open. We plan on doing this competition again. I don't have an exact date and time. There was so many great insights from this first experience, but we will do it again. All of the registrants will be notified when we launch the second version of this competition. So if you're interested in participating in any form, you will definitely get a heads up from us. So with that, I want to thank everybody, you, the audience as well, for hanging in there and being a part of this. Again, to our advisory committee, to our moderators and chairs, and of course, our competition finalists. and I want to thank all of the finalists. We had over approximately 30 submissions come through the door for representing all parts of the world, all different walks. They were just even getting to the final 10 was a challenge. It was something that we had to go through with a fine tooth comb, not easy to select to get to these final 9. So this has been, again, I reiterate, a very inspiring experience, and we look forward to hosting again. So for that, I'd like to wish all of you to stay safe and well. And you'll be hearing from us on Monday, announcing the finalists, the actual winners of first, second, third place. And thank you for your voting and your time and participation. Take care, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank
All
you.
be well.
Thanks all.
Good health.